Good morning. In this video, I'll be discussing professional dispositions of learners and also the overall strategies that teachers need to utilize when in the classroom and also when out the classroom. So the teacher's role when supporting learning is to be an educator who's educating in more than just one facet of education and more than just one facet of academics and academia. So for an ELA teacher or a math teacher, your job is not just to teach that child, to teach those students math or ELA. Yes, you need to be somewhat of an expert in this field. Whatever field you're teaching, you should definitely know that content. You should know the different strategies, academic strategies to use so that students can learn. That's very true. But you have to be more mindful as a teacher. It's not just about you sitting or standing at the front of the classroom, lecturing and facilitating. It's about you understanding where your students are at. Are they on grade level? Are they 2 or 3 grade levels below, above? Are they showing that they have some cognitive functions that aren't really there? Do they have an IEP? Do they have a 504B? Does this child have issues paying attention, focusing? Is this student someone who shows a lot of behavioral issues? What can be used, what strategies can be used to help fix those things, to help monitor those functions of those students? What can you do as the educator to help them out? Differentiated learning, modified assignments, depending if they have an IEP. Those things, that's what the teachers have to think about. Well, how can I kind of cater my lecturing or my assignments to each individual student to make sure that that way they can progress academically. Also, a teacher must be caring, must be objective in their thinking. So, I mean, we all have bias, all of us, and even though some people, like myself, always tries to think objectively, I still struggle with my own personal bias and my own personal feelings. The way I was brought up is not going to be the same as every teacher in my building, every student in my building. We all have different backgrounds and cultures and general understandings of life, So what I may not find to be a tactful action, a considerate action, somebody else might feel the opposite. They may have a different opinion or a different perspective or paradigm of something. And as a teacher, you have to be able to understand your own personal bias and how to kind of go against that. So when you have students in your room and you have certain feelings on how people should dress, you have certain feelings on how people should act, engage, speak, and you see that maybe certain students, they don't have those same foundational skills or practices or understandings of life and society and how one should act in life. So when you have students come into your room and they're displaying characteristics that maybe you're not fond of, your job is not to judge them. Your job is to understand where they're coming from. Your job is to be culturally sensitive. Your job is to be sensitive. Your job is to be able to say, well, maybe these are some skills I could help you with. Not being judgmental, but if you're thinking for the betterment of that child, you should also be showing SEL practices, social emotional learning. You should be showing these kids how to have great interpersonal skills, how to communicate effectively, how to express oneself without showing a bunch of anger, right? All of those things are necessary. And what's super interesting about our assignment before, and looking at all of the different Model Core teaching strategies and skills, it's really, honestly, great that now, and me being a teacher for my first year, I've seen SEL has been something we've talked about a lot in my first year of teaching, and it's something that I use all the time. SEL is something that you can't stop. You have to embed that in your practices. You have to show your students you care, because if you show that you don't care, then it's pretty likely they're not going to shine and accelerate academically, or in life. Because when your teachers, the people that you see all the time, show you that they don't care or show you that they're not understanding you or being considerate, it's hard for you as a student to progress and be the learner that you can be, and also for the teacher to be the teacher they can be.